Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. 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 When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. Pray. Pray.
Welcome, everyone, to Dr. Pillai's Religion of Religions YouTube channel. We're about to do a program in which we're going to have an in-depth planetary puja, honoring the planets, the stars therein, the archetypes that rule those stars, the planets that rule the various zodiac signs that contain planets today, and more things than that as well. We're going to be using the chart of now, meaning the chart based on my current location and time here in the state of New Mexico in the United States. My name is Swamini Valli. I am a Pillai Center teacher and an AstroVed astrologer, and I am very happy to be hosting this program Monday through Friday on this channel. Dr. Pillai has said many times that the planets and stars are more than just objects in outer space. They do affect our thoughts and our actions, but there is also a divine light being associated with all of them. And in doing this puja, we are invoking the blessings of those light beings to come into our lives and also into our entire world. So thank you very much for joining us. We're using the South Indian style layout of the Vedic chart. There is a link for a tutorial video below this video if you are unfamiliar with the South Indian style layout. I'm going to use a few things as I do this puja. I have on a side table, I have drawn the chart in chalk on a little chalkboard. I have a bowl of fresh flower petals that I'm going to offer into appropriate places on the little blackboard chart as we go along. I have a lit tea light, I have a hand fan, I have a bell, and I also have a container of water. We'll start with the water, which is a purifying element. I take the ring finger of my right hand and I dip it a few times into the water, and I'm sprinkling water on each side of the blackboard chart, sprinkling a few drops of water on top of myself, and also sending a few drops of water out into space symbolically towards all of you, so that whether you are listening to this live or later on a replay, we are all participating in the puja with a sense of being in sacred space and being purified for the puja. Now I'm going to invoke Ganesha, the archetype who removes obstacles and who is normally invoked at the beginning of every Vedic ritual. Om Shring Gang, Om Shring Gang, Om Shring Gang. We ask Ganesha to come and to remove all obstacles from this puja, and I ask him to remove obstacles for all of you in the physical, mental, emotional, financial, and spiritual areas of your life. I ask him to remove obstacles for all of you now and always, and we thank him for his help with this. Now, I'm going to do a short Tamil chant, asking all of the planets to be beneficial for us. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Arvarku mikave. Asura nalla nalla, ave nalla nalla, atyar arvarku mikave. Asura nalla nalla, ave nalla nalla, atyar arvarku mikave. We ask all of the planets to be beneficial today towards us and towards our world. We thank Saint Yanasamundar for teaching this chant, and we are grateful to Dr. Pillai for sharing it with us. Now we're going to honor the various time elements that are active in my local area. We start with honoring the planet that rules the day. Today is Monday, ruled by the moon. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Dr. Pillai also associates Rahu with Monday. So I'm also going to honor Rahu because he is associated with Monday. I put the flower petals on him. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Now we honor the star that the moon is in. The moon is in a star called Shravana, which is a star that is symbolized sometimes by an ear. It's a star that helps us to listen with our heart. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Shravanaye Namaha. Om Shravanaye Namaha. Om Shravanaye Namaha. Now we honor the moon phase or the Tithi. Right now in my area, we are in the 6th waxing moon, which is called Shasti in Sanskrit. Dr. Pillai said for the moon phase, we would use the Sanskrit name followed by the word Devi, invoking the light being associated with this moon phase. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Shasti Devye Namaha. Om Shasti Devye Namaha. Om Shasti Devye Namaha. Now we honor the planet that's ruling the hour. In my local area, that is Saturn. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Now we're going to honor the time elements of the yoga and the karana. Dr. Pillai said for these time elements, we would not use flower petals. We would just say their names 3 times each. The yoga that's active right now is one called Dhruva, which has energies that are reliable. Dhruva, Dhruva, Dhruva. And the karana that's active right now is one called Kalava, which has energies that are social. Kalava, Kalava, Kalava. Now we turn our attention to the chart of the moment. Dr. Pillai said for the puja, we would always start with looking at whatever sign is the ascendant, represented here with the AC, and looking at what that sign is. This is the zodiac sign coming up on the eastern horizon in my local area. The sign is Scorpio, and he said we would honor the planet that rules the ascendant sign as the first thing in the puja. This is Mars, so I'm going to put the flower petals on top of Mars because he's the ruler of the ascendant sign. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now, starting in Scorpio, we're going to honor the various planets, and we'll go in a clockwise direction around the chart. In Scorpio today, we have the Sun, we have Venus, and we have Mercury. I start with honoring the Sun and put flower petals on him. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. The sun is in a star called Anuradha, a star of prosperity and friendship. This star also happens to be the birth star of the goddess Lakshmi and the sage Vishvamitra, both of whom are associated with the Shrimbrazi sounds. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on top of the sun. Om Anuradhaye Namaha. Om Anuradhaye Namaha. Om Anuradhaye Namaha. Anuradha star is ruled by Mitra, a form of the sun in which he is a universal friend to everyone. The sun gives his light freely to everyone, regardless of their situation in life. We honor Mitra, and I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Mitraye Namaha. Om Mitraye Namaha. Om Mitraye Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Anuradha star, which is Saturn. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Now I'm going to honor Venus and Mercury for being in Scorpio. They're both in the same star this morning, so I'm going to honor both the planets before I invoke the star. I start with Venus and put the flower petals on him. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Next, we honor Mercury for being in Scorpio. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. The Sun and Mercury, Venus and Mercury are both in a star called Jayesta. This is a truly huge star. If you were to put this star in our solar system where the sun is, Jayesta star would go out past the sun, past Mercury, past Venus, past the Earth, past Mars, halfway out to Jupiter. It's a huge star. And Dr. Pillai says it's a star that can help us with courage and with conflict resolution. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals across Venus and Mercury because they're the ones who are in it. Om Jayestaye Namaha. Om Jayestaye Namaha. Om Jayestaye Namaha. Jayesta star is ruled by Indra, an archetype who can give blessings for leadership and courage. Om Indraye Namaha. Om Indraye Namaha. Om Indraye Namaha. Jayesta star is ruled by Mercury. I put the flower petals on Mercury. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Vrishika, or Scorpio, the most occult of all of the zodiac signs, today containing the sun, which is our soul, and also a planet so important for our health and for our self-esteem. And Venus, planet of happiness, diplomacy, enjoyment of material plane comforts, beauty, and the arts. And Mercury, planet of communication, planet of doing business, planet of having a sense of humor, and a planet that helps with everything related to numbers and analytical thinking. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. Now, Going in a clockwise direction around the chart, the next Rasi or sign that has a planet in it is Makara or Capricorn, which today contains Pluto, the moon, and Saturn. We honor Pluto. I put the flower petals on him. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Pluto is in a star called Uttara Ashada. This is a star that can give blessings for long-lasting success. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Uttara Shadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Shadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Shadaye Namaha. Uttarashada star is ruled by the 10 Visvadevas, 10 archetypes who each embody a unique, divine, universal principle. We ask for blessings from all 10 of them, and I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Uttarashada star is ruled by the sun. I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now we honor the moon for being in Capricorn. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Today, the moon is in a star called Shravana, a star that can help us with listening to other people, not just to their words, but what they're saying in their heart. We honor this star. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Shravanaye Namaha. Om Shravanaye Namaha. Om Shravanaye Namaha. Shravana star is ruled by Vishnu, an archetype who helps with the maintenance and sustenance of the universe. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Vishnave Namaha. Om Vishnave Namaha. Om Vishnave Namaha. Shravana star is ruled by the moon, so the moon is comfortable to be in a star that he rules. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Now we honor Saturn for being in Capricorn. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Saturn is in a star called Dhanishta, a star of prosperity, and a star that also gives blessings for music and good reputation. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Dhanishta star is ruled by the 8 Vasus, 8 light beings who each rule different spheres of existence. Sometimes artists portray them as standing in a circle, holding hands. We honor the Vasus. Om Vasusye Namaha. Om Vasusye Namaha. Om Vasusye Namaha. Dhanishta star is ruled by Mars. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Capricorn, which is Saturn. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Makara or Capricorn, a zodiac sign with energies that can activate ancient past life skills and abilities. Today, containing Pluto, planet of rationality and science, the moon, which is a planet that helps with our mind and our emotions and our intuitions and our psychic sensitivities, and Saturn, planet that helps with good work ethic, structure, organization, and compassion. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Kumbha or Aquarius, which today contains Neptune, who is retrograde. We honor Neptune, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Neptune is in a star called Purvabhadrapada, a star that can help us with purification. I put the flower petals on Neptune. Om Purvabhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purvabhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purvabhadrapadaye Namaha. Purvabhadrapada star is ruled by Aja Ekapada, an archetype who can help with experiencing deeper levels of silence and forgiveness. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Purvabhadrapada star is ruled by Jupiter. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Aquarius, which is Saturn. I put the flower petals on him. Om Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Kumbha or Aquarius, the most humanitarian and service-oriented of all the zodiac signs, today containing Neptune, a planet that can help us with experiencing the still small voice of our intuition and help us with understanding our own inner life. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Meena or Pisces, which today contains Jupiter. We honor Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Jupiter is in a star called Uttarabhadrapada. Dr. Pillai says this is a star that can help us with business development. We ask for its blessings, and I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Uttarabhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Uttarabhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Uttarabhadrapadaye Namaha. Uttarabhadrapada star is ruled by Arbundia, an archetype who can help us by protecting our treasures and valuables. We ask him to guard and protect our treasures and valuables, including our treasure that is the earth itself. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Arbundiaye Namaha. Om Arbundiaye Namaha. Om Arbundiaye Namaha. Uttara Bhajapada's star is ruled by Saturn. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Pisces, which is Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Meena, or Pisces, the most transcendental and metaphysical of all the zodiac signs, today containing Jupiter, a planet that helps with everything related to spirituality, and also can help us with banking or legal matters, as well as with increase of wealth. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Misha, or Aries, which today contains Rahu and also Uranus, who is retrograde. Both of those planets are in the same star, so we're going to honor both the planets before we invoke the star. I start with Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Next, we invoke Uranus, who is retrograde. When planets are retrograde, they are extra powerful. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Rahu and Uranus are both in the star of Bharani, a star with a tremendous amount of divine feminine Shakti, or power, or energy. I put the flower petals across Rahu and Uranus. Om Bharniye Namaha. Om Bharniye Namaha. Om Bharniye Namaha. Bharani star is ruled by Yama, an archetype who can bring justice. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Bharani star is ruled by Venus. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Aries, which is Mars. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Misha, or Aries, a zodiac sign that has very active energies and is a fire sign, today containing Rahu, a planet that can help us to think outside the box, and Uranus, a planet that can help with higher intelligence, success in life, and also astrology. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Vrishabha, or Taurus, which today contains Mars, who is retrograde. We honor Mars, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Mars is in a star called Mrigashira, a star that helps to activate our curiosity so that we become willing to learn new things, have new experiences. Om Mrgashiraye Namaha. Om Mrgashiraye Namaha. Om Mrgashiraye Namaha. Mrgashira's star is ruled by Soma, a liquefied form of the moon, in which he is the divine nectar or Amrita of immortality. We honor Soma, and I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Somaye Namaha. Om Somaye Namaha. Om Somaye Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Mrgashira's star, which is Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Taurus, which is Venus. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Vrishabha or Taurus, an earth sign that has very grounded energies and also a great love of luxury. Today, containing Mars, a planet that likes to take practical action to solve problems. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi sign with the planet in it is Tula or Libra, which today contains Ketu. We honor Ketu. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Ketu is in a star called Swati. Dr. Pillai says this star can give divine blessings. Om Swatye Namaha. Om Swatye Namaha. Om Swatye Namaha. Swati star is ruled by Vayu, an archetype who rules the wind and the air element, and also is the father of Hanuman. We honor Vayu, and I put the flower petals on Ketu. Om Vayuve Namaha. Om Vayuve Namaha. Om Vayuve Namaha. Swati star is ruled by Rahu. I put the flower petals on Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Libra, which is Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Tula or Libra, a zodiac sign with energies supporting balance, fairness, and harmony, today containing Ketu, who is sometimes called the saintly planet. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. Now I take a lit tea light and I hold it above the blackboard that has the chart drawn in chalk and has the many piles of little flower petals on it. And in the air, I circle the tea light above the chart 3 times in a clockwise direction, offering the element of light to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked. Now I take a hand fan to offer the element of air, and I wave it gently around the chart 3 times in a clockwise direction, offering air and a cooling breeze. And now I take a bell to offer the element of sound. Now I make prayer hand and make sincere prayer to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked, asking them to send their positive blessings into the lives of all of us, our families, our friends, our homes, our communities, our workplaces, our schools, our neighbors, our colleagues, our communities, our countries, and indeed the entire world. I pray that everyone on this planet have healthy food to eat, clean water to drink, clean air to breathe, a safe place to live, good clothes to wear, access to health care, good education, sustainable jobs, and may everyone on the planet have love in their life, now and always. I pray for enlightened leaders, enlightened citizens, enlightened laws, enlightened countries, and entire enlightened civilizations. I ask for blessings for all of my teachers, past, present, and to come. And I ask for blessings for all of my students, past, present, and to come. And I offer you my life, O eternity, such as it is, and I make a bow. You can continue to make your own prayers in silence for about a minute, and then we can do a short question and answer period. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul, peace to the environment. Peace, peace, peace. May we all go about our day or our evening in peace. Thank you all so much for joining us. I truly appreciate your participation and your support. We have a little bit of time for question and answer period. If you have questions, you're welcome to post them in the chat, and I will do my very best to answer them. So Ingrid, you're saying today is the moon is in your birth star, so your birth star is Shravana? Wonderful. The moon is cycling through all 27 stars each month. And so each of us will have a birth star day during the month. When it's your birth star, when the moon is in your birth star, that's your birth star day for the month. And it's a good day for you and a good day to do something nice for yourself, maybe extra meditation or get a massage, but to be doing something, taking advantage of that positive energy from the moon being in your star on that day. That's a positive day for you each month when the moon is in your star. Okay, checking the chat, not seeing any questions today, which is fine. We don't have to have questions every day, but I do want to give people always a chance to ask some. We may sometimes have new people, and I want to make sure we give them a chance to express a question if they have one. Otherwise, I'll go ahead and allow us to end our session. Barbara is saying the ascendant now is the same as at the time of my birth. How does that affect me, and how do I take advantage of it? The ascendant changes throughout the day, like every couple of hours. So when the ascendant is in the same sign that it is in your birth chart, that's kind of a positive energy for you. Anything that you notice like that, if a planet is in the same sign that it's in your birth chart, or in the same star that it's in your birth chart, those are things that are going to feel comfortable to us because we are connected to them through our birth chart. The ascendant is going to change, throughout the day. So it's not going to be the ascendant for the whole day, just so that you understand that, Barbara. But when you notice the ascendant is in your own ascendant sign, that is kind of a nice moment. And you may want to connect a bit more with the energies of that sign. So if the ascendant in my area was in Scorpio, if you're telling me that your ascendant sign is in Scorpio, Scorpio has a lot to do with the occult or the hidden side of life, meaning working with the invisible energies, with prayer, with mantras. Those things should perhaps intuitively make sense to you, to do rituals, to do prayer, to work with the power of your own mind for creating things in your life. So when the ascendant is flowing through Scorpio, you may want to connect with the positive side of Scorpio. Scorpio is both a warrior and a healer energy. The Scorpion does have a little bit of a stinger to him, but sometimes a little bit of poison is used as a medicine for certain conditions. So there's also a healing side of Scorpio as well. So you may want to just check yourself with the Scorpio qualities. Am I biting people a little too much at times? Do I need to back off, work on being a bit more polite at times? Because Scorpio can sometimes be a bit stingy, with sarcasm or something like that. But also to look at, am I developing my own healing side? Dr. Pillai has said all women have healing energies. Not that they're all going to become nurses or hands-on healers, but there's ways to be healing. Sometimes it can be a friendly word to someone, maybe the clerk in the checkout counter at the grocery store. Just take the time to sincerely ask them how they're doing. So we have healing energies that we can be sharing with people. And if your ascendant is Scorpio, that's definitely a quality in yourself you may want to be consciously developing or reflecting on how you can develop it even more. Those are just a few suggestions for you, Barbara, with that question. It was a good question. All right, so now I'll go ahead and start to close our call. I'll say namaste to everyone. The light in me honors the light in all of you. May light encompass all. I'll see everyone again tomorrow.